Hello everybody, and welcome back for another live commentary involving your main man, Dr. Jellyfinger Zero. Here I am, playing Evolve on the PlayStation 4 Entertainment Console, and I'm playing as the Kraken in a stand hunt mode. I am level 1, I just got done getting screwed up hardcore, but I managed to sneak away and kind of break away from the team, which is essential since I'm only level 1, and at the moment I'm going to be running around trying to basically just stay away, hunt the little creatures in the game, and kind of just level up, get more armor, and all that jazz. And for those of you that don't know or haven't played this or haven't seen anything or have lived under a rock for like the past month or a few months actually, Evolve is a 4 versus 1 online multiplayer game, or offline if you want to use bots, where one player plays at it as a ridiculously awesome big monster, and then 4 other people have specific roles they play in hunting the monster. And then it's super balanced. It's probably one of the most balanced online games you could possibly think of. And in the game, as the monster, your objective is to either kill all the hunters or destroy the power relay once you reach stage 3. And there are 3 stages for the monster, and then when you get to the third stage, like I said, like you usually have to go take out the power relay, but normally you can kill the hunters or you get killed before then. I have never actually been in a game or seen a game where the power relay was destroyed and the team, the hunters, lost that way. Now, whenever you run around the map, you'll see that there are creatures that you can interact with and kill. The hunters can kill them too, and they can also hurt the hunters. They can also hurt you. But what ends up happening is if you kill one as a monster, you can eat it, and then you gain armor and points to level up and get to stage 2, and then stage 3. Now, if you're a hunter, you do not want to shoot any of these creatures unless they give you, certain creatures do give you a buff as a hunter or a monster. Now, when you kill the creature as a hunter or monster, and it has the buff, the hunters and the monsters can also get that buff. It depends on who gets the buff first. And so it's kind of one of those things like you gotta make sure that you have time to kill it and get it. And same thing with the monster, make sure you have time to kill the creature and then eat it in order to get that buff. And then you, as a monster, have a smell ability. With the smell ability, you can see the other creatures on the map, and you can also see the hunters, and that way you can kind of stay away from things or track down creatures so you can level up. And also, whenever you level up as a monster, you have these 4 different abilities with each different monster there is, and when you level up, you put a skill point into one of the 4 slots. Every time you level up, you get 3 skill points. And so you kind of just got to figure out like what works best for your gameplay style. I personally, when playing as the Kraken, which is the second monster you unlock, I am really good with using Vortex, the Lightning Bomb or whatever it is, and then the Lightning Strike. And I don't use the Aftershock, which is like this, just kind of like this electric wave that like surrounds you for a few little bit. I don't like using it too much, just because like you can still move while using it, but you can't do anything else while using it. And it slows you down a little bit, and I'm all about like getting in quick and then like killing them, unleashing hell, and trying to get out as fast as possible. So that's pretty much my strategy when it comes to playing as a Kraken, anyway. And then for those of you not in the know, there are the 3 monsters right now. You have the Goliath, which he's like a ground pounding hulking monster thing that can shoot flames from his mouth. It does this like charge ability, a rock throw, and a huge slam. And then you have the Kraken, who's the second one. And as you can see, the Kraken can kind of fly for a short period of time. He has like like I said, the Lightning Strike, Vortex, the Lightning Bombs, whatever they are, and then the Aftershock. And then you have your Wraith. I just unlocked Wraith in this match, actually. So I'm not quite sure what the Wraith does. I've only played in one match with the Wraith, and he kind of wrecked face, and it was pretty intense. But yeah, and it's one of those things where like it's a balance. It's a matter of like if the team members know what they're doing. And as you can see, these guys, like I'm able to get away from them a few times, which is just crucial Because usually you want to wait until you're at least level 3. Level 2 can take out an unsorted group of hunters, but if the hunters know what they're doing, you need to be level 3 and you need to bring your A game. Because the hunters have there's 4 roles. You have your trapper, who can throw up a dome temporarily that will trap the monster in the area, and then he also usually does something with like either tracking or like a small amount of damage and harpooning, like stopping it from moving and getting away. And then you have your assault class, which pretty much just is all about dealing the damage. And then you have your support class, who's all about like supporting other players. That's the name, of course. But like you have one support character who is good with a shield generator. He can generate a shield on top of people. And then there's another one that can use UAVs and sentry guns. And then the last one I haven't played as. I have a buddy that plays as that guy, but I haven't really experienced it much, so I don't quite know what he does. Um, and then you have your medic, which it seems like people either know perfectly how to play as a medic or have no freaking clue. And like when you play as a medic, like the medic heals. That's the medic's job. And a lot of people don't really pay attention to that, and they don't heal the other players. They're all about trying to, for some odd reason, deal damage to the monster, even though they're not a damage roll. And that really kind of sucks. But the medic, there's one medic that can like raise people from the dead, which is kind of cool. But most people that play as him don't know how to do it. And then you have your final medic that gives everybody a buff where they can run really fast, and so that's kind of cool. Um, but I thoroughly enjoy playing as the monster. I played a lot as the Goliath. It took me a while to work things out with the Kraken, but I finally got into the swing of things with him because with the Kraken, he kind of like it's really cool how like each monster plays very differently. I'm sure the Wraith plays completely different from the Kraken and from the Goliath, but like with the Goliath, you just sneak around on the ground and kind of just kill stuff and move on, and then you kind of jump in and you're like going toe to toe with hunters. Whereas the Kraken, like you gotta be quick, you gotta be stay mobile, and you have to level up as much as possible, and then make sure you have plenty of armor, and you have to be able to aim his abilities very well. Just because they take a minute to charge up, not necessarily a literal minute, but they take a short period to charge up, and that causes issues because when you're laying down, like say your lightning strike, one of the more powerful moves, the hunters can see that it's coming and they can kind of try to dodge it, and then so it's just one of those things that it just makes it difficult to kind of work around with the Kraken. But I eventually got the hang of it, as you can see here in this video. I really started bringing the pain. I was just trying to make sure that I get away, I level up, and then I armor up as much as possible. So one of the things I like doing in this game a lot is when I do play as the hunters, I like playing as the trapper or the assault class. Like trapper is because I'm really good at like tracking the monster, and I'm pretty good at dropping the dome. And then also, I'm really good with like using the harpoons or the harpoon traps to stop the monster from moving. And one of the cool things with that is like you can like use moves simultaneously. Say like I use my harpoon weapon and hold the monster from running away. One of the support classes has, well, all the support classes have like the airdrop, and then, or no, they don't. That was Hank. Hank has the airdrop, and what he can do is he will call in an airstrike that does brutal amounts of damage, but usually the monster can get out of it because the monster can see when it's coming. So if you harpoon it or set out a whole bunch of harpoon traps, it's pretty relatively easy just to kind of drop a airstrike on him. And then same thing with like the sentry guns too. If you can hold it still, then the sentry guns will go to work. And then the assault class, the second character Hyde has a grenade that does damage over time. It's like a poison grenade, and he can use that in conjunction with the harpoons and stuff like that. And then the shield the support guy that throws out the shield, he can shield somebody when they get downed, and then the medic can heal that person and revive them while they're laying there before they die. And that's one of the things like that comes into the strategy of the play, like where you either work hard at destroying the support character, or the medic. It just depends on what the people are playing as. I like to kind of eliminate assault first, just because they lay out so much damage, and if your armor gets chunked off, then you're kind of screwed a little bit. But one of the things I also do is, like, when a character is down, I just beat the hell out of their body, just so that they will die completely, so they can't get revived. And that's one of my major goals when it comes to the strategy. And then, as you can see, like, that harpoon there is like just holding me down, and that's because he actually has Griffin, which is the second trapper, and what that trapper can do is hold you using a harpoon gun. He's one of my more favorite characters to play as. And then I'm just kind of like wrecking face, like that light. You can see these different moves, like I'm having to aim. People are dodging them and moving. Right there is where I unlocked the Wraith. Because you have to do so much damage or do so many things with the abilities of your characters to unlock the next character in line. So that's really freaking super cool, because that means that you have to actually learn how to play as the previous character before you earn the right to play as the next character or monster. And I think that's really awesome. It kind of guarantees that, like, if somebody has unlocked at least the second class, then they know how to play the second character in that class, then they know how to play the first. So. And then some things, the little tips and tricks that I have picked up in this game that some people didn't know. I can tell a lot of people when they play they don't know. When you're playing as the monster, you can crouch and sneak by pressing circle on the controller, and then you won't leave tracks for the trapper to follow. And then also, you don't scare birds as you come across them, because, like, if you scare the birds, then people know where you are, your general location, or where you're at least at last. And then also, from the sneaking position, you can just dive at just random animal inside the match, and you can eat them and kill them a lot faster. And it's just a lot more of a sneaky maneuver. So it's always really good to kind of sneak as much as possible, and then avoid bumping into trees and breaking trees and leaving signs for people to follow. And always, always, always try to armor up as fast as possible. Always, always, always sneak. And then that smell ability, huge. As you can see, I'm constantly using it. I have a situational awareness where I know people are coming around. I know where they are. And then that sneak attack was devastating to him. Like, that was a good hit right there on that guy. And I believe that's the trapper. So, but I've got the rest of the team on me now. And this is where I kind of get clutch with this match, because I just turned level 3, so I'm as powerful as I can get. And then since I took that huge beating in the beginning of the game, and the second, like, kind of bigger, like, slightly smaller beating, I mean, I don't have full health, and I definitely didn't have full armor. I'd only managed to eat one creature. But here, I'm definitely kind of getting stuck with the harpoons, so I'm going to work for sure, making sure that I eliminate everybody I can. And I believe that's the medic right there that I was going after. And then the assault class, another thing that they can do, they have a temporary shield generator for a personal shield. And so, like, what they can deal a whole bunch of damage, get in your face, and then they won't feel any of the damage that you're giving to them. And so it's kind of like a good strategy for the assault class to kind of get in there. But the assault is now dead. The medic is down, but not dead. And I'm kind of just working here, I'm actually trying to just finish off the last character here, the trapper. He's quite nimble, but he's not nimble enough to quite get away. And that's one of the things that kind of sucks is when you're like facing a Kraken, if they continue to do damage to players, they will stay up in the air and they can move a lot better. And it's a lot harder to get away from them. And then also, when the Kraken's in the air, players will have to look up to attack, and then they lose track of where they are, and they can fall off of cliffs or get eaten by other creatures. There's even some plants you can step into that will eat you. So staying up in the air and doing as much damage as possible while you're in the air will keep you in the air for a good strategy with the Kraken. And then here you can see me unlock the Wraith. I really appreciate y'all watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.